What a difference a win makes. Just as Roberto De Zerbi said it would. Victory in Wolverhampton followed by victory at Aston Villa. 2 wins in 9 days with a hint of the London bus theory, and Tottenham are on the move, escaping the mess of their own making in the nick of time. When they conceded in stoppage time at home to Brighton in his second game in charge, De Zerbi reacted by claiming they would win the last 5. It seemed fanciful, but that's 2 out of 2. 7 points from 3 games, and Spurs have turned the pressure onto West Ham, who have slipped back into the bottom 3 with 3 to play and go up against Premier League leaders Arsenal next. Spurs will watch and wait. Maybe they can tolerate 3 points for their North London rivals on this occasion, even if it nudges them closer to another title. But you never can be certain with that one. De Zerbi's team will not play again until Leeds visit N17 on Monday, before completing the season with a trip across London to Chelsea and Everton at home. Perform with this sort of spirit and there is no reason why they cannot deliver on his promise of 5 wins in a row, a flourish to this campaign from hell. For the first time, they had the look of a team up for the fight with goals from Conor Gallagher and Richarlison and a genuine show of spirit. Belated, it's true, but those in the away end recognized it, too. They cheered the tackles, provided terrific vocal backing for their team and were still going as they filed out into the streets. They sang De Zerbi's name and greeted him with a great roar after the final whistle as he marched towards them shaking a fist in the air. It is not over, of course, but Spurs travelled home feeling much happier about themselves and their chances of avoiding the drop. Brentford created an escape route by beating West Ham on Saturday, and Villa leaned into the same theme. Emery made 7 changes, starting with the bulk of his first team on the bench, and was in no hurry to make substitutions even when restless dissent rippled through the stands around him. It was a clear indication that his priority is the second leg of their Europa League semi-final. Those he brought in reacted accordingly, as if their inclusion in this game meant they were not likely to not start the tie against Nottingham Forest on Thursday. They were flat. Spurs know the feeling, having chased the same prize down last season. They came to Villa Park under Ange Postecoglou with the fringe players on parade and surrendered meekly in the Premier League 5 days before the Europa League final in Bilbao. Villa were very similar, too passive. The visitors were quicker to everything, pressing high to force an early mistake in possession from goalkeeper Emi Martinez and serve up the first chance of the game to Richarlison, who could not convert. Matthijs Telephone replaced Xavi Simons on the left wing with Randall Kolo Muani on the right, and Gallagher snapped out in the number 10 position, from where he produced his best performance in Spurs colours and fizzed in a fabulous opener. Gallagher has underwhelmed since snubbing Villa's interest to join Spurs from Atletico Madrid in January. Igor Tudor shunted him out wide onto the right, then dropped him from the team, but De Zerbi has restored him to this position and entrusted him to get on with it. Here was his reward: a long throw by Kevin Danso headed out by Youri Tielemans. Gallagher's first touch was very good and his second was excellent. A shot arrowed into the corner from the edge of the penalty box for his first Spurs goal. Confidence oozed through the visitors. They took control and squeezed Villa back towards their own goal. Martinez made fine saves to tip a low drive by João Palhinha against a post and then beat away an effort by Kolo Muani from a cross by Telephone. Tottenham's front 3, ineffective so often this season, simmered with intent. Another set-piece led to the second. This time a corner, recycled and whipped back into the crowded goal area by Telephone. From 6 yards out, Richarlison climbed and his header beat Martinez, his 10th goal of the season in the Premier League. De Zerbi burst onto the pitch in celebration, running around in a tight circle of delight. Everything he had demanded from his team was on show. They were rarely slick. There was little refinement to the play, but that did not matter. They were fired up, aggressive and determined. There was no sign they might be feeling sorry for themselves. The attitude was personified by Palhinha, back in the starting lineup as reward for his winner at Wolverhampton, celebrating the tackles he won in midfield. The home crowd made their dissatisfaction clear long before a chorus of boos rang out at halftime. Villa had not mustered a single effort at goal of any sort by that stage and had only one touch inside the Spurs penalty box. Emery resisted the urge to make changes. The same players returned after the interval and briefly showed more purpose. Villa improved when Ollie Watkins came but were 6 minutes into added time when Emi Bundia's glancing header reduced arrears. Another win for Spurs. Villa will wait until Thursday to see if this one was worth throwing away.